It's 9 o'clock. I call this meeting the Upshur County Commission to order. We'll have a moment of silent meditation and prayer followed by a pledge of allegiance and the approval of the minutes of our November 9th, 2017 meeting. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have you guys reviewed the minutes?
I have.
Any additions or corrections? If not, I'll introduce a motion or entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it, so ordered. We have two scheduled appointments today. At 9:15, we have Mike Kozad, Community Liaison for Atlantic Coast Pipeline, timeline and project expectations. And at 1:30, we have an appointment with Cam Wilson, Election Systems and Software, discuss DS200 and Express Vote System. Move on with items for discussion, action, or approval. Item 1, approval of financial statement, fiscal year ending June 30th, 2017. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. This is what we need to sign here.
That's fine.
Okay, we need to discuss item 2, discuss refinancing of HVAC loan and existing vehicle loans. Carrie, would you want to go over the spreadsheet you printed out for us?
I don't need to necessarily. You're aware that you had asked me to seek refinancing proposals for the HVAC, and you had previously decided to do that. We haven't closed yet, and I was asked to calculate the savings if we were to pay off that loan rather than refinance, as well as pay off the current vehicle that you have. Your savings would be around $200,000.
I'll make a motion that we retire the debt for the HVAC and the vehicle loans.
I would be more than happy to second that. I think it's a wise move for this county commission to save the taxpayers here a couple $100,000 over the next 12 years. Not a problem.
So if we pay that off, that's going to take care of all the vehicle loans and the HVAC.
The only remaining one you would have would be the 911 center.
It's been moved, seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Item 3, correspondence from John McGrew Jr., Chairman of the Tennyson PSD, requesting the appointment of Joseph Tenney to the board effective immediately. Upon approval, Mr. Tenney's term will expire on July 31st, 2023. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Item 4, correspondence from Kimber Walker, E911 Communications Center Assistant, to the Director, announcing the resignation of Kayla Woody, full-time telecommunicator, effective November 9, 2017. Item may lead to executive session per West Virginia Code 6-9A-4. Does anybody wish to go into executive session?
I don't think we need to go into executive session. She left the job up there for a better paying job.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. For your information, item 1, correspondence from Dale W. Steger, State Tax Commissioner, certifying that Dustin W. Zickelfuss, Assessor of Upshur County, has substantially complied with the assessor's additional duties as delineated in West Virginia Code 7-7-6A, which entitles him to additional compensation in the amount of $15,000 as provided by West Virginia Code 7-7-6B. Do we need to approve that, or?
No.
No, that's
I think so. Okay, item 2, Atlantic Coast Pipeline Project update, November 2017. Item 3, Lewis Upshur Animal Control Facility, adoption financial transactions for October 2017. Item 4, newsletters and/or event notifications. 5, agendas and the notice of meetings. 6, meeting minutes, 7 meetings. 8, appointments needed or upcoming. We just filled that one for the Tenants and Public Service District, right? Okay. Tabled items. We don't have anything on the table now. Next regular meeting of the Upshur County Commission is November 30th, 2017 at 9 a.m. in the Upshur County Courthouse Annex. The regularly scheduled commission meeting to be held on Thursday, November 23rd, 2017 has been canceled.
After Thanksgiving.
Yes, Mr. Cozad didn't do it, is he?
No, it's not.
We don't have any bills today, do we?
We have a few, not many.
I saw somebody carrying a box around. It's 9:15. We have an appointment with Mike Cozad, Community Liaison, Atlantic Coast Pipeline Timeline and Project Expectation. Mike?
We're here.
Thanks for coming. Yep. Podium, if you would, please. Okay.
Last name is spelled C-O-Z-A-D, for those who don't have my card. First name's Mike. Denise Campbell is my counterpart. She's working Randolph and Randall and Pocahontas counties primarily. I'm working Upshur and Lewis counties primarily. And what ACP has decided to do is put some folks out in the community working day to day with whomever to try to make this transition or this time frame we're in right now, getting prepared for all the folks that are going to be coming in here next spring. So what I wanted to do is give you guys an idea of who we are, what we're about, what our roles are. I also have Samantha Norris. She's an actual Dominion employee. Denise and I are both third-party contractors. Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to do today was just let you know we're here, and our roles and responsibilities are basically anything that community leaders need us to coordinate. So if it's getting in touch with the engineering group, if it's working with contractors that, by the way, are not really yet here, so you haven't seen a lot of activity in that regard. And basically doing anything we can to make this next 2.5 years or whatever it's going to be as smooth as possible. And that's our job. So issues that come up, problems that come up, we want you to know we're here. We're kind of the go-to person.
Denise is, like I said, my backup, so you can feel free to call her as well. So that's what we're about. That's what we're here to do. And the second part is the timeline that I'm sure everybody's a little bit curious. You've probably seen people coming in already with Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas plates. Those are inspectors, safety personnel, security people, well, maybe not security people yet. But anyway, they're folks that are in here in advance of the large crew that will be coming in the springtime. So you'll see, I think we've probably got maybe 40 people on board in this area right now. They'll be spread out across all of West Virginia later on when construction gets hot and heavy in the springtime. So as far as the timeline goes, people are coming in now, trickling in. The contractor will probably be bringing in some of their advance party after the first of the year, I'm guessing. And then the big influx of people will be in March. So you can expect latter part of March to see a whole lot of people coming in here getting set up with the anticipated start of construction about 1 April. Now prior to that, we're going to be dropping trees, but that's on that's a much smaller impact. They're just going out, felling the trees, and moving on. So there's not as many of those people. It's not going to be as obvious to you folks here. And then as far as the impact to your county, we've got 2 construction spreads that impact your county. One will be in 2018, one will be in 2019 as it stands now. That's subject to change, but the way it's laid out now, the area in and around Buckhannon is 2019, and then the south, I'll call it the southeast part of your county, will be in 2018. So that'll be the spread that is worked on next year. So, go ahead.
How many total people are you expecting in the spring?
We are expecting, there's multiple construction spreads. Each construction spread will have anywhere from 400 to 600 people. And it depends on the contractor and how many they feel they need to get their segment of the pipeline done in the 7 or 8 months that they've got to construct it. So, and then that dovetails in with one of the things I wanted to let you know is they'll also be coming in and hiring local laborers. A lot of these jobs are union jobs. The more skilled jobs are union jobs. They come out of, union halls and things like that. So those people will be drawn from wherever. But they'll also be coming in and hiring a lot of local laborers to do other jobs that are less skilled. You don't need to be a pipeline specialist to do a number of the jobs that will be required. So there will be some sort of process. Each contractor is going to work differently. There's 4 contractors working in West Virginia, so it's hard for me to tell you exactly how all of them are going to work because they do their own thing. They're independent and they have the ability to do it their own way, if you will. So I don't know what the timelines are. As I learn them, I will keep you guys updated on what to expect. I will tell you that in January, we're having construction open houses. I don't know the exact date right now. I don't know that it's set or the venue for that right now, but that should be finalized here in the next few weeks. And I'll notify you probably at the next meeting you guys have in as well. Maybe in December, I'll let you know for sure. I'll give you advance notice of when that is. But there'll be a mass mailing to all the impacted individuals in the community, in your county, alerting them to that meeting. Okay? And that's really what I just wanted to let you know. We're here, and call on us. If you've got some issue that you think that we need to address, we're working with your schools, we're working with your hospitals, we're working with your local chamber of commerce, just everybody, the local mayor here, everybody that we can think of that's going to have an impact here. Of course, you're going to have all kinds of service-oriented businesses that are going to, be impacted this. But I just want to let you know, we're here. We're here to support you, do anything we can to make this as smooth and clean as we possibly can.
Did you guys contact information?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
No problem. I have a map and some other literature here that you guys might want to go over. It just shows you basically where it's going through the county. There's an economic impact that would be of interest, I guess, to you guys as well. Showing what the anticipated revenues will be coming in the way of taxes over the next 6 years, I think it is. But we're putting together additional packages together with more complete information. As soon as those are available, I'll get one for each of you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
April Keating did sign up this evening.
Do we have time?
Thank you for letting me speak. Hello, Commissioners, how are you? Good. Just to refresh everybody's memory, I'm April Keating with the Mountain Coast Preservation Alliance. And I'm here just to draw your attention to a few things that might counter the rosy picture that Dominion is painting with this project. We do know that Virginia and North Carolina still have not decided, actually North Carolina has decided, Virginia is still up in the air about the 401 certification. There are numerous permits that this pipeline still needs. The certification from FERC is also being challenged by several groups, community groups, and then lawyer groups that are helping them take a case. North Carolina has absolutely turned down the 401 certification system for reasons that they did not give all the information in their permit that they were required to give. I have the letter here of disapproval from the North Carolina DEQ and some of the points that they, I'll just give you a quick rundown of some of their points, but I'm going to give you a copy of this. They want a copy of the 404 permit from the Army Corps of Engineers, which isn't in yet. 401 certifications are not in, documentation. With maps they're looking for, apparently they don't have that. They want to know the extent, location of impacts to streams and wetlands, which apparently haven't been thought about in as detailed a manner as should be thought about, because we're talking about permanent effects. They want a detailed and specific construction sequence that coordinates the timing of land disturbing activities and the installation and removal of all proposed erosion and sediment control measures. And I don't mean to bore you with this, but there are just a lot of things that have to be considered when you're doing construction in a watershed. They want design calculations for cross sections and method of stabilization for the plant channel. So apparently those were not provided. They want inlet and outlet protection for all temporary pipes. They want the NPDES 7 and 14-day ground cover stabilization requirements table. Additional erosion and sediment control measures required to protect public and private property from damage are not in that application. They want Dominion to identify the crossing methods at all road crossings and locations where the pipeline will bore under something like a highway or a stream. They want maintenance requirements for proposed sediment, erosion and control measures and such like that. So, as you know, there was a 401 certification that was waived for the MVP by our DEP, and I can go into that. Mountain Valley Pipeline had a 401 certification permit issued and then revoked by the West Virginia DEP. When it came time to recertify that or not, they decided to waive their certification, which basically means it's a hands-off approach. We believe this is a dereliction of duty. The DEP was put in place to protect our environment, and that's what they should be doing. And they're going to be relying on a stormwater permit, which is a lot less stringent. And it looks at just the runoff, but it doesn't really look at what's in the water. There's no anti-degradation plan. And we saw what happened on Stonewall, which did not have hardly any regulations in place. The state is pretty lax when it comes to construction of pipelines. This document here that I'll share with you is one of the many challenges that have been brought. This is a request for rehearing and rescission of the certificates and a motion for stay. And there are 25 organizations in Virginia on this, named as plaintiffs. I will just name a few: the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, the Center for Biological Diversity, West Virginia Rivers Coalition, Rockfish Valley Foundation, and Rockfish Valley Investments. One of the interesting things is that Pocahontas County Commission did not approve the pipeline, and they told Dominion that, and Dominion had it on their website that Pocahontas County had approved, and it took them several weeks to get Dominion to take that off. There are a lot of tourism, points of tourism over there. There's snowshoe, and there's state parks, and there's beautiful waters, and all kinds of things that stand to be in danger. So the county believed that it's not a good idea to do this project at this time. We need to think about accountability, and that's what these are about. These proceedings and these rejections are trying to make these companies accountable. First, authorization, the certification that they issued on the MVP and the ACP are being challenged by a number of groups because FERC isn't following its own rules. It's violated the Natural Gas Act and NEPA, which is the Environmental Protection Code that goes along. It's a set of rules that goes along with the Natural Gas Act, comes out of the Natural Gas Act. And then, of course, we had many questions that they failed to answer on their 401 challenges from the different states and agencies. And we believe that the tax money that is going to be coming in and a few jobs that are going to go to West Virginians are going to be offset by lowered property values, damage to the water, and long-term damage to our economy in terms of tourism and other things. So you really have to weigh it. I'm not asking you, obviously, to do anything today. I'm just trying to provide a counter and a balance to, the happy-dappy rosy picture, and also to let you know that there are a lot of permits outstanding. There are hearings and trials coming up, so the timeline that they expect may be pushed back. And it is right in the final environmental impact statement issued by Dominion that approximately 25% of the workforce on this would be West Virginians. So those trucks that are coming in from other states aren't just temporary, they could be, a major part of the workforce. And also, when they're working in an area like, say, Upshur County, they may not be hiring everybody from Upshur County. There may be West Virginians coming from other counties. So the work in a locality doesn't necessarily benefit a locality. I spoke to one of the county commissioners in Wilson County, North Carolina, who was turned down their 401 certification. And Wilson County Commission came out strongly against this pipeline. And they used information from PIPA, which is Pipelines and Informed Planning Alliance, to make their determination. And they also had conversations with other county commissioners and the National Association of County Commissioners. You might have heard about it since you guys are obviously members. So I brought just a printout of the list of sources that they use, so you can look into that if you wish. And when we were here a couple of years ago, talking about setback distance and how the PHMSA has a 660-foot requirement, but that's only for pipelines that are already in the ground, and it keeps you from building that close. But if you already have a building and they're putting in a pipeline, they don't have that requirement. So sometimes the pipeline is 150 feet or less from a dwelling, and we know there's an 1,800-foot total incineration zone if it should explode right there. So that's not safe, and it's also not good for property values. And I shouldn't even go into the pressure that they've put on landowners to sell their easements and the carrots and the offers they dangle in front of people, ever greater offers just to make this happen, and it still may not happen. And one last point I want to visit is about the additional fracking that's going to be happening to fill these pipes with gas. I would remind everyone that there is enough gas in storage right now underground to last until 2030. Our storage fields are full. There are two new gas plants in Virginia that already have service from the Transco pipeline. They don't need additional service. There is no evidence that this is going to benefit the local people and the local economies, other than a few temporary jobs, which may or may not go to local people. And the problems with fracking we've been over many times, but in light of a press release that has been put out by Veolia, which is the company that Antero has hired to build and maintain their Clearwater facility in Doddridge County. That's a frac waste processing facility that will clean the frac water and take out the bad stuff and put it into the landfill there. The bad stuff, as we've always pointed out, has included radium-226. And this press release from Veolia points that out, and it says they're now going to be, well, I'll just read it to you real quick. So talking about, they call it water treatment sludge, and they say this includes collecting and treating T-norm. So if you don't remember what that is, it's an acronym standing for technologically enhanced naturally occurring radioactive materials. And this is when we bring radiation out of the ground, as we do with fracking. And they also are talking about a comprehensive solution for T-norm waste segregation and management. They want to protect their employees from the radiation, which they acknowledge in this press release. Took them long enough. And they're talking about 60,000 barrels of produced water every day going in and out, going in to be processed, and then the waste. Some of that waste is going in landfill, some of it's being trucked away, depending on the type of waste. Just a quick rundown, the problems with radium-226, which is gamma radiation. It has a half-life of 1,600 years. It is water soluble and is responsible for a range of health problems, including anemia, cataracts, fractured teeth, cancer, especially bone cancer, but also liver and breast, and death, of course. So, we know that there are other ways to develop our economy. These are safer ways that provide jobs for people, that provide tax revenue, and we don't have to take every first offer that comes down the pike. I'm including in my packet I'm giving you today a little information on radium-226 for your delectation, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a minute just to clarify a couple of things that you said. Would it be appropriate or?
Yes.
Okay. Glasses.
I always do that thing.
Just real quick, I don't want to belabor the points you made, whatever, but North Carolina has a process in place, just to explain that a little bit. They call it a rejection, but it's really just a request for more information. We've been down this road a couple of times with them. They have the strictest environmental regulations in any of the states as far as their water sources and things of that sort, or that type. So this is just a part of the process. And just so you know, Dominion believes that by the end of the year, all those permits will be in place. They're going to supply the information that's necessary. It's on all of the states' schedules to be discussed, and hopefully anticipating getting all those permits by the end of the year. So I just wanted to let you know why that North Carolina thing sounds a little bit ominous, but it's really just their way of doing business. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else on the list there, Karen? Well, we'll go ahead and take the opening.
Thank everybody for coming in today.
How are you, sir?